Hey, what's up, everybody? I am DJ Shockley. Welcome back to another edition of Falcons Film Review. And today we're talking about a dude who is affectionately known as the unicorn to some people, but it's Kyle Pitts, a guy who had 11 catches, 166 yards in the last ball on 12 targets, matter of fact, and 3 tubs. He got it done in multiple ways, but the way he does it is what makes him special. A guy who plays tight end, who's 250 plus, but runs like a receiver, but also sets up his routes like a receiver, is why he's able to make some big-time plays in that last ball game versus Tampa. Let's dive into a few of them and show you some of the nuances of what Kyle does in his routes, but also what he does at the top of his route that helps him win, especially against DBs, linebackers, whoever it is, it don't matter. He is a mismatch. Here's this first touchdown here. He's going to run a little shallow cross here. But the thing about this shallow cross here is he does a good job of setting it up because he's going to have another guy coming across in motion, and it's going to be with Mooney. So when Mooney comes across, Mooney's job is to, quote-unquote, set the pick for his particular guy. So he has to run underneath, and he has to go over the top, and Kyle sets it up really good. When we get motion here, watch Tampa start to talk. Look at the communication here. Now they're talking about who has who. The communication starts, do you get number 8? Do you get the other tight end? And it causes a little confusion. But the first thing Kyle has to do at the top of his route is he has to kind of get vertical because he has to set it up for him to come across and then come across the formation. So boom, look, he sets it up, and now the communication is all messed up because both these guys going vertical. They don't know who's supposed to have who. Now it's an easy free access for Kyle Pitts. Now as you come across, you can see the motion here. Okay, here's coming over the top right here. You got one guy coming over the top. Here's Mooney. He's looking for the guy that's supposed to be covering Kyle Pitts, who's already late and behind, and Kyle does a good job of coming underneath. The big part about that is him coming underneath is because he is the guy they want to get the football to. It makes him have a wider track to go get him if he goes over the top. But he does a good job of coming underneath. Look at boom, underneath. And you see Mooney coming on top, Seals underneath there. Boom, nice, easy catch. And then obviously, you're not going to catch it when he catches the football. No big time play there to get in the end zone. You're talking about having the wherewithal to know how to get yourself open and the nuances of what happens at the beginning of routes that gives him the space to go get it. Now this is what you call a wheel route or a rail route down the sideline here. He's gonna set it up by going vertical here and then go out and show his head here like he's gonna run an out route and then go up this seam right here. Seals does a good job here of getting inside here and forcing the issue with his backer. So watch here as you come down here and watch at the top of this, boom. That's so important there because you see the stack here. The stack forces this guy to think, okay, which way I go? So now I got to think, do I want to get beat outside? If I get beat outside, I got to get over the top here. But it works perfectly for Kyle Pitts because if he gets outside of him, once he gets outside, now he has the inside leverage to run this rail route because this guy thinks, I have to get outside. I can't let him beat me to the flat. So watch here, boom. See how he jumps outside? Now he jumps outside thinking, I got to cut him off. But look at the eyes, look at the head of Kyle right here. Look at his head. His head was turned out going towards the flats, which gives him the idea of, yeah, I'm running the flat route. But he does a good job of slipping him here, boom, slipping him. And you see where he starts here. He's on the numbers. The best part about this is he starts on a number, but he's going to widen. And as he widens, it gets him away from this inside safety, but also further away from this corner because he has the speed to run away from him. And i.e. another big-time play, and you see the yaks. He ain't just catching it going down. He trying to jump over dudes. He trying to make sure that he can try to get to that zone. And oh yeah, great ball by Kirk too as well. Kirk delivering some dimes to him on this particular play here. And these are all really fun plays to watch that are being drawn up by Z-Rob here. Now on this particular play here, you're gonna get motion down by Kyle. Now you're gonna change the responsibilities. On the snap here, it looks like, okay, I got this guy in man. Oh, but when we come in motion, what happens is he comes down, and now he changes the responsibility to this particular guy who is a linebacker. What the route is here is you're going to get a little inside fade here from Kyle, who's going to come down here and run an inside fade down here. You're going to get Seals, who is on the inside. He's going to run this post. Now, what's special about this is they're playing cover 3. So cover 3, I'll explain to you here. You see the motion comes down, and then the other part. There again, the same vertical release we saw in the last 2 plays where he gets vertical and it forces the defense to kind of keep their feet still because they don't know if he can break in, break out, but this vertical release. I talked about cover 3. So cover 3, you got a safety in the middle of the field. Here, boom, he's got the deep third. This corner has the deep third. But the great thing about this play design is Seals is running the post. When he runs this post, it takes this corner with it. Now you have nobody over here but a linebacker in space who's not going to be really good in space versus Kyle, who's running this inside fade from the outside and does a good job of keeping it wide. It widens it on the outside. So boom, there's Seals taking that corner out. So this third corner out here playing cover 3 should be the guy over here. But because Seals runs his route to win, he has to respect it. Now the only guy on the outside here to play Kyle is this linebacker. But you also got Bijan coming out. So you're talking about the effects that Z-Rod's having with the play concept, but also Kyle doing a good job of running this route. Now watch how he widens. Now the wide part of it is really important because it takes away from this guy who's trying to fall off on the route. And then you're talking about the late hands, go up and get it, and not just allowing the football to come to him. Going up to get the football is a big part of what Kyle did here. And you're talking about coming down with another big-time catch, another big-time play. Kyle doing what he does best, especially at the line of scrimmage, to go win, but then Kirk delivering the football in a spot where only his guy can go get it. Now, this is one of the plays that got me excited. This is a big play in the ball game. It's 3rd and 7 on here. Kyle is going to run a dig route. The most important part about this dig route is winning at the line of scrimmage, but then also coming flat across this line versus this back. We've seen him go against linebackers. We've seen him go against safety. Here he is against another defensive back who, quite frankly, he ain't big enough to cover Kyle Pitts. So let's watch it. You got motion. Now he's going to play off, but now they come back in a bunch. Now you got to win versus press man coverage as a tight end on the defensive back who's got you square, and you got to win to the inside. Watch what he does off the snap. Gives him some boom. Now he gets vertical, and now look, I talked about him getting flat. Look at him getting flat here. The purpose of that, so this guy doesn't undercut him here. Gets flat, and then the last part about it is using that big 6'6" frame to climb the ladder and go get the football and let this guy just sit on your back. Just post him up, Kyle, because he can't do anything with you. This is the big-time play you like from Kyle Pitts, is using that frame, using that physicality, winning versus press coverage, and then going to get the football on a big 3rd down. That's called winning football. Kyle Pitts just did that. Unbelievable job going up and grabbing that thing. 1st down, spin it. We moving on to the next one. Last play here is this simple fade route. Another particular defensive back on this particular play, but he does a good job here of holding this point. And I told you I say holding the point here. Kyle's the inside receiver here, and watch the point here, boom. Good job of setting him up here. When I say setting him up here, he doesn't know what he's going to do. He can break inside, he can break outside, and this guy's flat-footed. Kyle's already running at him. Now he has the ability to make a move, and this is what I'm talking about holding his point. You see him fighting here? He's fighting with the guy right here to hold his point. His point, is right here, right up here, which gives the quarterback a room to throw this football out here so that he can go get the football. Now, if he'd allowed this guy to be more physical than him and just push him out, and you push him out here, guess what? There's nowhere for the quarterback to throw the football. But Kyle is physical at the point of attack, holding his landmark, and now he gives a place for the quarterback to throw the football. And look at this football. This ball's already thrown. This is when you know that Kirk has complete trust in him. Here's the ball right here. The ball's already in the air. Kirk's let it go. He knows his guy one-on-one is going to go win. And watch him go up and get the football, boom. And I talked about that last part of it. Let's go back. Look at all the space that he's created and giving his quarterback a room to throw this football because he held his point. It was physical at a point of attack. Going up and get the football, boom. One cheek, one elbow. It's a touchdown, right? Kyle goes and gets it. 3 tutties on the day. You're talking about a guy who uses his versatility, uses his frame, uses his size, his athleticism to be really good. Kyle Pitts is on an all-time tear the last 3 ball games, doing stuff that other tight ends in the league haven't even done all year long. Kyle Pitts, keep it going. Kirk will keep throwing it. Kyle, you've been great so far. We hope you continue to do that, man. Hope you guys enjoyed this breakdown. More to come from Kyle Pitts, hopefully in the next 3 ball games to see him continue to go big. This has been Falcons Film Review. I'm DJ Shockley. We'll see you next time.